Okay, I'm Rachael Bermingham. Thanks so much for having me. 3 questions for you. Who here would like to be successful? What, you telling me you don't want to be successful? What's going on? Okay, who here would like to step up and shine today with me? Fantastic. Okay, for all the other people that didn't put their hands up, do you eat? Who here eats? We all eat? Oh, cool. Well, see, we've all got something in common. Fantastic. Okay, I want to congratulate you first of all, because one of the things I do a lot of is speak about time management and life balance and fitting everything in and all that sort of stuff. One of the things I do is do a lot of time management speaking and talking about how to fit everything in. And if there's one person that knows how to do that, that is me. I'm a mum of 3 little boys, all under the age of 5. In fact, 10 weeks ago I had twin boys who are at... Yes, I know. But now you know why my clicker's not working. And everybody in the front row, look out, I'm breastfeeding. Anything could happen here. Hold everything. So yeah, it was an interesting trip down. 2-hour trip, took 5.5 hours, as you do. Screaming children. I'm trying to record my speech so I can know what I'm talking about. Oh, and we're talking about dreaming, blah, blah, blah. All right, okay, we'll start that again. I think I started it 4,000 times. My husband said, oh, honey, just give up. But I'd like to talk to you today, and I'm going to share with you how to develop your recipe for success. 4 ingredients that I believe are crucial to this. Now, before I do that, I just want to talk to you a little bit, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. Basically, at 19, I started my own business. It was a hairdressing salon. It was the first hair salon on the Sunshine Coast. And from there, I went and did a few other exciting careers. And one of those was actually shark feeding at Underwater World. Who here wants to feed sharks? Oh, come on. What's wrong with you? And I did that for 3 years. At the time, I was one of Australia's leading shark feeders and one of 3 women in Australia that were actually trained to feed them. Now, as adventurous as that sounds, my life really didn't start becoming an adventure until September 11 happened. Now, who here remembers September 11? Okay, cast your mind back just a little bit to where and what you were doing at September 11. Hands up when you've got there. Okay, do you remember the feeling? Do you remember feeling so exposed and so terrified by terrorism? Do you remember it? Nobody wanted to get on a plane, let alone a bus. Nobody wanted to go anywhere. You remember how you wanted to just hole up at home, feel safe? Yeah, well, I remember that too. Now, close your eyes, everybody. Close your eyes. Don't worry, I'm not going to come and tickle you. Okay, imagine this. You're in an office. Okay, you're in an office, but not any office. You are in your brand new travel agency that you've opened just 3 months ago. You there? You're in your travel agency? Now see the front door. That door didn't open for 3 days. Open your eyes. That's exactly where I was at September 11. I just opened my own travel agency 3 months prior, and all very exciting, fantastic, but devastating, financially devastating. We didn't have anybody come through that door for three days. We couldn't get a person on a bus, let alone a plane. We couldn't even get them out of their houses. You know, I used to have people walk past the travel agency door and they would do this. Oh, that's terrible. Terrible. Poor girl, poor girl. And I'm thinking, yeah, I'm hearing your pain. I'm hearing it. We lost everything we owned. So when I went into the family solicitor, I was over $200,000 in debt by this stage. And he said to me and my husband, he said, oh, for goodness sake, he said, go bankrupt, declare bankruptcy. He said, you will never survive this. He said, I see it all the time. He said, if you do, by a small chance, survive this, he said, your marriage will not last. He said, something's got to give. You'll fall apart. Something will happen. And I looked at my husband and I said, what do you think? And he said, you're not going to do it, are you? I said, mate, I can't just go to bed at night thinking that I owe someone because something else happened. And he said, fine. He said, we'll do this. And I said, yes, we will. And for the next few years, we worked our little butts off in order to pay that debt off. But, fast forward to where I am here today, and that is only just, 8 years ago, 7, 8 years ago. And I have a multi-million-dollar business. I have owned my own house. At that time I was renting, couldn't even afford the rent actually. I remember borrowing $2,000 off my brother. I remember looking in my shoe drawer to find 5 cents to buy a loaf of bread, to make up the $1.20 to buy a loaf of bread. So from that to now, I'm now one of Australia's #1 female self-published authors in Australia. I've got 6 books, and in the past 4 years I've written all of those books, or co-written, and I've sold over 3 million copies of them in that time as well. I have a mentoring program, and I've got a beautiful family, and life's pretty good. So I, at that time, decided I wanted to be an optimist. I wanted to see the world in a positive way, and I'm naturally like that. But at age 16, I developed this mantra, which is what I'm going to share with you today. When I was 16, I wanted something to inspire me, something to move me forward in my life. So this is what I did. I developed this mantra. Now write this down. Dream, believe, create, and succeed. Okay, so we've all got a dream. You might dream of a holiday, you might even dream of money, you might even dream of lots and lots of money, or you might just dream of a luxury car or a lovely house. Maybe you'd like to own your own house. And I wanted to do all of those things. And I also wanted to have a baby. So, oh, no, not quite like that. Maybe more like this one, this little beautiful Jaxson. So this is my 5-year-old now. But, one of the things that was very important to me was to have that. So I developed a business from home. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to dream. And you've got to dream. You've got to create your plan. Now, my plan was to have a baby. I wanted to build a business from home that was income producing, even though I was flat broke, beyond broke. So that was my goal. You have to be clear about your goal. One of the things I want to impress upon you today is that you have to have the dream that is yours alone. The goals that you need to set and achieve, they can't be achieved unless they're authentically yours. So if you have a goal that is your family's or your friends or your best friends or something like that, it ain't going to work. It has to be authentically your own goal. So I ask you today, what goals do you have in place right now? Are you dreaming big enough? Are you dreaming big enough in today's world? Because you'd be surprised at what you can achieve. I did dream big, and I dreamed big with my girlfriend Kim McCosker too. But if you had have asked me 8 years ago if I was going to be an author, I would have said, yes, I think I am going to become an author. It was one of the things that I knew that I was going to do. I didn't know what I wanted to write about. In fact, I didn't even know if I could write a book. I was a girl that moved out of home. I didn't finish school to start with, so I'm not articulate. I didn't do uni, so I have got no degree in anything. I moved out of home. I couldn't boil an egg. And I've written 4 best-selling cookbooks. In fact, the first cookbook has sold, over 3 million copies. It's amazing, isn't it? So if you set your plan, what I was saying before is setting your goal and making sure it's big, making sure it's bigger than Ben-Hur, because you just don't know where your path is going to lie. I wanted to become an author, and now I'm one of Australia's #1 self-published female authors. So, you dream big and you just don't know where you're going to go. The next thing, and write this one down, is believe. Believe. One of the things that I've always done is actually believed in myself. Believed in I could go somewhere. Even in the darkest hours of the travel agency and things like that, I believed I was going to be successful. I didn't know how or how that or when that would occur, but I knew it was going to occur. I knew with everything I had it was going to occur. Now, if you had told me I was going to write Australia's #1 cookbook, well, I would have thought you'd drunk too much. But apart from that, I knew I was going to be successful. So you need to think about that and just remember to yourself that it doesn't matter what anybody tells you, you are the creator of your own destiny. When we were writing 4 ingredients, I'd written Read My Lips, which is my first book, and we were talking about that before. But the second book, 4 ingredients, when we were going through that, Kim, halfway through the process, said, "You know what, Rach?" She said, we should get this published. And I said, "Yeah, right, okay, yeah, we can do that. Why not? I've never had a publisher before. I've always been self-published, but we'll give it a go. Let's give it a crack." So we got on the internet, Googled, all these publishers and started ringing. We'd tag team with the kids because between her and I, we've got 6 little boys. So all under the age of 8. Yeah, Jesus, that's not right. Game on. 2 words. So what we did was we called everybody, and this is how the conversation went. "Hi, I'm Rachael Bermingham. I've written this fantastic cookbook with Kim McCosker called 4 Ingredients. You are going to love it. It is fantastic. All the recipes, 4 or fewer ingredients. Unbelievable." And this was the response. "Are you a cook?" "No." "Have you written a cookbook before?" "No, I haven't." "Well, are you famous?" "No, I'm not." Clunk. Oh, God, that hung up on me. I've got to bloody dial back again. "Hello, this is Rachael Bermingham. I was just talking to such and such. Can you put me through? Something happened to the connection." "Yes, one moment, please." Tuk, tuk, tuk. Come back. No, she's not there anymore." "Oh, right. Well, when's she coming back? Because I was halfway through talking to her." "No, she ain't coming back." "Oh, got it. Okay, right. Not interested." I understand. I get it. I'm not having a blonde moment. I just was very naive. And naivety at that point was a really good tool for me, really, a really good thing for me to have, and also for Kim too. So we would tag team, ring every publisher in Australia. Nobody wanted to know us. We couldn't even get past the secretary on occasions. So it was at the end of the day, Kim said, "Well, what do we do?" I said, "Well, we self-publish. We get a distributor." We got a distributor on board, and this was the conversation. After a little while, they had the reps going out into the world saying, "What's going on with this book? Can you put it in your bookshelves and all this sort of stuff?" And this was the response. "No, green jackets don't sell. Green jacket books don't sell. They're ugly. Didn't you know that? Not going to sell." Oh, Kim rings me. She goes, "This is what's going on. This is what's happening. They're saying the book looks terrible. It's got a green jacket, but green jackets don't sell." I said, "Well, I like the green jacket. Do you?" She said, "Yeah, I do too." I said, "Well, stuff them. We'll be right." So we did. And I guess 3 million sales in 4 years proves that we were right. So the next key ingredient is in creating. Now, to create, you've got to take action, haven't you? And which means that you've got to have time to take action. So having a schedule is imperative, particularly in my world. Oh my gosh, my poor old PDA is half worn out because it goes on. It's just a fantastic resource for me, but everything goes into it. First of all, I put down my priorities, and some might be my family is my first priority, then comes business or my well-being, then comes business, and then comes, some other bits and pieces. So I put everything into my PDA according to the priority. Way down the list is things I hate doing. For instance, cleaning. Come on, put your hand up. Who likes cleaning their house? Oh my goodness, good for you. I hate it. I hate cleaning the house. So this is what I do. I think to myself, well, I'm paying X amount of dollars to my cleaner. I know I can make more than that in an hour. For me, it's smarter to outsource that to a cleaner to do. Yeah? You'd agree with that? Well, that's what I tell my husband, and I'm keeping to my story. So you've really got to schedule in time. So don't let time be your sabotager. Don't be one of those yes people. You know what yes people do? Is anybody here yes people? You ask them to do something, they go, yeah, sure, yeah, I'll do that, yeah, I'll do that. You that type of person? I'm definitely that sort of person. But you know what? It's prostituting your time. So a schedule puts the brakes on the yeses. When someone asks me to do something, they say, "Rach, can you do whatever?" And I go, "Just hang on 1 second. Oh, look, yeah, I can do that on the 8th of August. Oh, right, I got it. It just stops me from being so yes, 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 yes. It stops me from being overwhelmed. It makes sure that I can schedule in my time to build my business, to take advantage of opportunities, to go and get a massage, to spend time with my family. You know, it was my son's sports day yesterday on the sunny coast. So, you know, this is the sort of stuff that we have booked in and we make sure it's a priority. And the last key ingredient, so you've got dreaming, you've got believing, you've got creating, and now it's all about succeeding. That's me at my 40th. Don't I look terrible? I just had my 40th. But it is about succeeding. It's about having fun, enjoying your life. It doesn't matter how small the achievement is or how big the achievement is. You've got to succeed. You've got to learn the art of celebration. The more you learn the art of celebration, the more your body, your psyche, your energy, your spirit wants more of that. So if you get used to the feeling of celebrating and succeeding, then the more you get of it. I'm a really big fan of the law of attraction, and I talk about this a lot in my mentoring programs that I do. So it's one of the things that really drives you. Everything's focused, but you've got to have your heart and your head in alignment with your goals. You've got to take the action, make time to take the action, and then have the belief in yourself to achieve it. I'd like to thank you so much for having me here for today. I appreciate it. Thanks for being patient with my little clicker and my crazy boy up there. And I'd like to leave you with one of the special quotes that I've lived by all my life. If you want to take this information further or chat to me, then look me up on the internet by all means. But here's my quote, and I hope that you will appreciate this quote too. Life is not about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. Go forward and create. Go get them, folks. Thank you.